Well, how's your 2022 looking so far? For me, it's been incredible because I started my year here in the BVIs. The British Virgin Islands is one of my favorite places in the whole wide world. It's got a fantastic, magical energy to it. There's so much amazing nature, so much wildlife, and so many things to do as well. I'm starting my adventures here on Jost van Dyke Island, which is a fantastic little place if you want to explore some of the history of the BVIs. It was first discovered by a famous settler, which the island was named after in the 17th century. But currently what the locals like to do here is go to the Soggy bar, which is a bar right over there on that beach. And the way that you get a drink there, the only way, is if you swim up to it with a Soggy in your hand. So that's what I'm about to do now. Let's get my hair tied up for this adventure. And just as I'm about to do this, I have already thought of about 8-9 different places that I want to show you guys. There was a big hurricane here that passed through in 2017, so a lot of the islands here were unfortunately destroyed, including hotels, resorts, big islands, just chunks of it were wiped away. And this year is the first year that a lot of them have been rebuilt and that the entire area is coming to life again. So I'm feeling very lucky that I get to show you almost like the new and improved version of the BVI. But enough rambling from me. Why don't we swim and get a drink? The one thing that I will say straight on is that here in the BVI you need a boat. Obviously it is the British Virgin Islands, so if you want to explore all the islands, it's good either to charter a boat or to get someone to take you around and show you the best places. Obviously you will get inspiration for what places exactly you want to see in my vlog, but I would say that a week is enough to get a general feel for the area and see the best things there are to see. I am drinking something that's called a painkiller, which is a local staple here in the BVI, and especially on Jost van Dyke. It's got a bit of alcohol, which I'm not used to, so I'm coughing it up very unelegantly. It's called a painkiller, so it's meant to make all of your pain go away. It's working wonders for my cameraman, who's got a bad back today. Not sure what it's gonna do for me. I'm trying to desperately drink it to avoid spillage. If I have to be honest, I like the coconut pieces inside it. When it comes to the alcohol, it's more of like an acquired taste, which I have not acquired yet in the many years that I should have. During the past 2 years, whenever I post a adventure travel video, I always get the same questions. And the questions are, how easy is it to get to where you are? What are the COVID requirements? It's totally unglamorous and probably not the best way to start a video, but I feel it's sort of like the most commonly asked thing these days, unfortunately. And the way to get into the BVI this year, which is the first year that they've properly opened up their borders for tourism, is by being double jabbed, which will soon probably become triple jabbed, and also by completing a government form on a website. It's like a form that you need to fill out about, well, your whole entire life basically, and also by having a negative PCR 48 hours before your arrival. And then once you're here and once you have passed all of those requirements, then you're pretty much good to go. So yeah, that's that. Well, now that I am half drunk on rum, it is time for me to head back to the North Sound where I'm staying. And the North Sound is a magical little area of the British Virgin Islands. It's like a lagoon around the one side of Virgin Gorda Island, and it includes quite a few islands that have been rebuilt and reconstructed with beautiful resorts since the 2017 hurricane. But the property where I'm staying used to also be a pretty well-known hotel and resort around here, but since it's been wiped out, there is only nature remaining, which is amazing, and it's part of the reasons that I love coming back here so much. So I'll definitely show you around there, and then after there will be a few more surprises, so stay tuned. And another thing before I forget about the North Sound is that it used to be the practice battleground for Sir Francis Drake back in the 17th century. It's actually really fascinating if you read the history of the British Virgin Isles, and specifically that area of the British Virgin Islands. You'll see his name come up quite a lot. So yeah, definitely a whole different time, and I often imagine what the area was like during his time here. One of the first things that I like to do whenever I come here is go out and desperately look for the dogs that live on the island. There's two of them. They're called Friday and Summer, and they're the most adorable things. So that is where I'm driving to now. Priorities, right? Dogs always come first for me. This is one of the areas that you can really see that something new is being built and something old got destroyed. And the other thing that I found out today was that a big yacht called Artefact is here, which was in Monaco about 3 weeks ago, but now it's right over here. It's gorgeous, and it's got really interesting design features, so I'm thinking of getting a little bit closer later today so that you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. While I was driving past Artefact, I realized that I was getting really close to Saba Rock Resort, which was originally built quite a while ago, and then it unfortunately got destroyed in the 2017 hurricane. And now that they've rebuilt everything, today is the first time I'm seeing it brand new. Do you guys notice how every single one of these poles all around the resort has ropes that go around and around and around and around? So actually, it is one single guy who does all of this. Every single one of these he does by hand. So he loops it and glues it and loops it and glues it, and he has to have a very tight weave obviously to make it work, but it took him about a year to do everything. Even though I am terrible at pool, and by terrible I mean like the worst, I have to say I am loving all of these little quirky design details around the resort. Actually, this place has got a really interesting history. It was first opened in the 70s, where it was basically a rock with a grill on top. So it was not even a restaurant, so to speak. It was just like a grill area. And then it got sold to someone who made it into a resort. The resort got completely wiped out in the 2017 hurricane called Hurricane Irma, and now it's been rebuilt again. So the last time I was here was a year ago, and it was still under construction. I had no idea what it was going to look like, but now that I'm here, I have to say it's pretty great. It feels really nice to have a place like this because so many other resorts in the area are expected to be luxurious and a little bit over the top, a little bit pretentious even. But here everything is really cool, really chill, really relaxed, almost like a luxurious backpacker vibe, if that makes any sense. The next place that I think is a true landmark here in the BVI is called Baths, right behind me. You will see that these are fascinating rock structures that are actually millions of years old, around 70 million to be precise. And the way that they formed is very hot molten lava came through the water and then solidified into granite. So I think it's absolutely incredible just being able to see these rocks, watch them, take pictures with them. When it comes to taking pictures, I think today is a little bit too windy. The currents here get really strong, so it can be quite dangerous to go inside on a day like today. But I have gone in last year and the year before, so I'll include some pictures and a little video for you guys to see right now. This little restaurant and bay is called Leverick Bay. It's a little resort, so you've got the beach, you've got a restaurant, and you've also got a small marina. I've come to the center of Virgin Gorda, which is where you have grocery shops, banks, restaurants, so everything that one might need for a longer stay in the BVIs. The reason that I've come here is actually just to do some grocery shopping, but while I was driving, I noticed a series of lookout points, and I picked this one to show you guys. In general, the main town of Virgin Gorda, I would say, is quite minimal in the sense that it's not like a big town like you would expect in Europe. It's obviously a little more simple. So you're gonna find your 2 or 3 grocery stores, you're gonna find your bank, you're gonna find your post office, and then the rest of the little areas are residential or beaches, which is really nice. What personally affects me more than anything is grocery shopping, which is a very, very hard task here because a lot of the grocery stores tend to have empty shelves. So when you think of the BVI, you expect to see fresh mangoes and papayas and all these exotic fruits, but that's not the case because everything here is actually imported. So a lot of the time they find it really hard to restock the shelves with fresh fruit and vegetables. But aside from that, it's really nice to come here, more so for the views than anything else. Hold on, there's actually one right now. Look, I mean, look at this. Look how gorgeous this is. This is Savannah Bay, and this is somewhere where I will come later on in the day as soon as I'm done with my big grocery hunt. So far I found tomatoes, apples, carrots, and lemons. So I've got quite a while to go, I think, until I'm done, but as soon as I am, this is gonna be my next stop. Well, I promised you Savannah Bay, and here you go. I have come to Savannah Bay just for you. I've been here once last year, and it is such a beautiful, beautiful place. Not only is the water turquoise and crystal clear, but also the sand is of a gorgeous texture and color. So I think for you guys to see everything well, I'm gonna have to kayak all the way up there to the beach. Showing you guys the most beautiful spots in the world is not always an easy task, but it'll be worth it. Just wait and see. If you guys liked that, I'm sure that you will also enjoy Anguilla Point. This is a smaller beach, but nevertheless just as stunning, just as beautiful. I think that the BVI is full of these little gems, these little wonders that you just come across no matter where you go. There are islands, there are beaches, there are rock formations, so everything here is like visual poetry, and I really, really love that. The other great thing about Anguilla Point is that it's very close to some of the bigger hotels and resorts here. So for example, better End Yacht Club, Saba Rock, you've got Moskito Island right here on the other side. Basically, this beach right here is really accessible is what I'm trying to say. And the law here in the BVI is that the first meter of any beach is public. So technically anyone can go on here and nobody can complain, and same goes with any of the other beaches. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Let's keep moving. And if you're looking for a livelier beach, I highly recommend Norman Island. Norman Island is actually known for pirates that left their treasures here years and years ago. And what I'm about to do is go into one of the caves here, one of the very famous caves that is said to have pirate treasures. I'm gonna swim in there and I'm gonna film inside because those of you who know me know that I'm obsessed with caves. And on the way to the caves, I'm also gonna show you Willy T's, which is an old cargo ship that's been turned into a restaurant, and people like to jump off the top into the water for no apparent reason. Okay, my cameraman has just informed me that if you jump from there naked, they give you a t-shirt. I think I'm all set with t-shirts for now. Okay, it seems that I have upgraded my kayak to this amazing transparent one. Look at that, you can actually see everything that's under you through the plexiglass. It's pretty cool. Not as stable as the other one, definitely, but for sure an experience. We are continuing the day with a visit to bitter End Yacht Club, which was also unfortunately destroyed in the hurricane. And last year when I came here, there was nothing, absolutely and virtually nothing, but in a matter of 12 months they have managed to rebuild the entire yacht club with a restaurant, a cafe, 2 little rooms, with a provision shop for any yachts that are here, and even including a marina. Look at that! Which is pretty full nowadays, which makes me really happy. I haven't been to the new bitter End Yacht Club here, but I quite like the design. It's a little bit rustic with a lot of fun elements, with a lot of wood incorporated into it. So I'm gonna give you a little tour now and leave your comments below. Tell me what you think. Do you prefer this or Saba Rock next door? Just when you want to leave, your boat decides to pee in public. Just had a very proud moment because for the first time ever, I docked a boat all by myself. Yes! I've been learning for about 3 days now, and here in the BVI you actually don't need a license to operate a boat, so this is the perfect training ground for me. I can't drive anything, if you must know. Don't even have a driver's license, so the ability to dock a boat for me is virtually like Superman powers. So from the very glamorous activity of docking a boat, I am going to a not so glamorous activity of collecting trash from the local beach. It's very sad to me to come here every year and see the beach pretty much filled up with plastic. It just comes through this side because obviously this is the ocean. It's not as calm as the sea on the other side, so it brings in a lot of rubbish that shouldn't be here. We have dogs on the property. Obviously this is also an area that's full of wildlife and full of animals that like to roam freely, and for them to be stuck in plastic is quite upsetting. So I like to do this every time I'm here. I fill up 1 or 2 giant bags full of things that shouldn't even be here. You'll get to see what I mean in a very short amount of time. has happened in virtually 2.5 minutes, so I think you see what I mean. And this is just a very small area of the beach. There's a lot more over on that side, and I don't know if what I'm doing actually makes a difference in the long run, but I feel that if more people just watched what they put in the ocean and the sea, then a lot less animals and a lot less wildlife would get affected by the negative impact of plastic surrounding them. So there you have it. I said I couldn't drive and I shouldn't be driving, but here I am with golf carts. It's funny because it's supposed to be easier, but you see, here's my problem. When I want to brake, I forget to brake. It sounds ridiculous, but I just sort of expect it to stop on its own. And that's kind of the answer why I don't drive, because with a person who forgets to brake, they are definitely a danger to others on the road. Thankfully, I'm the only one here, so if I crash into a tree, I'll be the only one who gets hurt. Not gonna lie, I've been close to crashing quite a few times, and the golf cart has even taken a hit last year when I reversed the wrong way. I'm sure you know what I mean. I'm sure it happens to everyone, doesn't it? Watch out, everyone. The next Lewis Hamilton is coming your way. Rule number one is not to look away when you're driving, and I know that, but I'm so fascinated by all of these cacti that I just can't help myself. Look at them. And these colorful flowers as well. See, I'm not driving straight anymore. I'm terrible. My cameraman has just informed me that what he thought was me murdering a crab with these huge golf cart wheels was actually an empty crab shell. I had a mini heart attack there for a second. Imagine me, the animal lover, casually killing a hermit crab. No, not happening. I'm actually gonna go see if that really was an empty shell. Is it okay if I go see? Okay. What is here? Okay, yeah, it's definitely empty. I think it's been dead for a while because there's a bunch of ants on it. Okay, not a murderer yet. Not a hermit crab murderer yet. Phew. On we go. Let's continue with the Kristina tour. I'm driving slowly on purpose so that you can get a feel for the property. Not because I'm a terrible driver and not because I'm scared of driving fast or anything like that. It's for you. I'm doing you a favor. Remember that. So, do you remember my desperate hunt for fruit and vegetables in Virgin Gorda and how terribly that went? Well, I didn't find anything that day, but then I discovered there was a farmer who grows all of these beautiful things locally and delivers them straight to your door. The name of this place is Good Moon Farms, and I just got this box with virtually everything I have ever dreamt of in the BVIs, which I couldn't find in the local grocery shops. I genuinely recommend this place. This is in no way like a paid ad or anything. I'm just really happy that I found this, and I'm gonna be having a lot of meals at home now. Do you remember how I showed you guys a small bit of Moskito Island? Well, I am now about to go on Necker Island, which is Richard Branson's second island and the one that he lives on, and the one where he has houses that he rents out for most of the year, but a much smaller amount of houses than on Moskito Island. Necker Island is also very special because it has a huge variety of wildlife on it, most of them being endangered species. So I have been dying to see the famous lemurs that inhabit this island for about 10 years now, and I finally managed to book myself a tour. But not only that, I was also told that there would be flamingos, farm animals and a little tour of the island grounds itself. I am super excited. Richard Branson bought this island when he was only 27 years old and he created something unbelievable out of it. So this is honestly a dream come true. Let's go. I have a lot of respect for the way Richard does things on this island, partly because it is all green and eco-friendly using renewable energy. So as you can see behind me, there are a lot of solar panels that get energy, but the other thing he uses are wind turbines right over there. So he's managed to create this whole renewable energy concept on this island. So yeah, it's great. So as I'm approaching the lemurs, I think you can see one right here. They are incredibly curious, and I think it's a good moment to give you guys my 3 top lemur facts. So number 1, they are a critically endangered species in the moment, primarily because of the deforestation in Madagascar, which is the only place in the world that they can call their natural habitat, their natural home. Number 2 is that they are a female-dominated society. So if a female lemur doesn't like the fact that a male has taken her place, doesn't like that he's eating her food, she can easily whip him in the face and hurt him quite badly. So they are quite aggressive when it comes to the male and female dynamic. And number 3 is that they're the only primates, aside from humans, which can naturally have blue eyes. And with that, I think it's time for us to get a closer look at some very cute lemurs. Okay, so this one right here likes to be massaged, so that's exactly what I'm doing now. He is a different species of lemur to the others you've just seen. Now this project was a bit of a controversial one at first, obviously, but having seen 10 years down the line where it's come, it's safe to say that it's been a success. Because even though they started with 24 lemurs, they now have close to 100. So there's definitely a lot of progress here. I've got one more lemur coming very close to me now, but it's crazy to be so close to these endangered animals and have them virtually jump over you, not be scared of humans, be so trustworthy towards humans as well. And what Gumption, the tour guide, has just said to me as well is that these lemurs actually have their own chef here on the island. It's very important to keep their diet a certain way, so they really are taking care of them in the most royal of ways. And now, after this extremely cool activity, which is definitely one of my highlights here in the BVI, I think it's time to go feed some flamingos. Let's do this. 2 bags like this every day. And how many flamingos do we have? Over 200. When he said I'm gonna feed flamingos, I thought it was gonna be like 4, maybe 5 flamingos. I did not think that an island could have over 200 flamingos. That's just like crazy. Now that's what I call a flamingo feeding. Those flamingos started off as a group of 34 that were imported onto this island, and now there's over 200, which certainly tells you that they enjoy their life here, that they like this habitat. Flamingos are not critically endangered, so The tour guide was telling me that about 90% of all the species on this island are endangered, but flamingos just don't happen to be one of them. They were brought in to make the island more colorful and just to give it some extra life, which they certainly are doing. And did you know that a group of flamingos is called a flamboyance of flamingos, which I absolutely love. It's definitely a very suitable name. If you've ever wondered what a 2-day-old baby goat looks like, this is your chance to find out. And the last stop here on Necker Island is 2 giant tortoises, one of them being close to 100 years old and the other being about 80 years old. What can I say? That was definitely a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I'm blown away by the amount of variety and wildlife that I saw on Necker Island. I am chilling now because it is my last day here in the BVI, my last afternoon to just sit here, relax, and enjoy this gorgeous view. Thank you for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this vlog. I hope that you learned something new, and I hope that it inspires you to come to this place that I call paradise. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Just sat down for lunch. The first thing I've ordered is cheesy mozzarella sticks. Thank you. Do you think this should make it into the vlog?
At the end.
The answer is yes.